Welcome, everybody, to the Slasher Smash podcast. I am your host, John, and with me, as always, are my co-host, friends, and general soulmates, Matt and Tiffany. Say hello.
We're not soulmates. Shut the fuck up.
It was a stretch at friends. Playing some fucking awesomeness. I've got fucking tiki dudes and shit.
I'm actually surprised he's wearing pants.
See the whole. I couldn't see the whole shirt, so I was just guessing. Also, that's camouflage, John.
Camouflage where? At the Amazon rainforest? That's not what I meant to say. I meant to say the Rainforest Cafe, and that came out so wrong.
You literally went to a whole different location.
I'm doing so good. Oh, that giant rainforest over there in Africa, or that cafe in the Mall of America? Same thing.
So, John, anything interesting you're up to lately? What are you up to? What's going on with John?
We're looking to move. So my background and maybe the next episode or two from now might be different. Yeah. What about you two? Anything new? Anything worthwhile talking about?
It's Ryder's birthday.
It's Ryder's birthday. Can we get him on camera?
No, because
tell him fuck no.
He's in the living room watching out the window.
Perfect. That's all I needed to know. I have henchmen waiting to pounce into your place and steal your dog. Just need to know his location.
You've known his location for a long time, and I still have him.
Is it the guy from this movie, John? Is he one of them?
Yeah, I actually hired him. I'm
Ethan
like,
Hawke?
damn, you're good at killing kids. How about kidnapping a dog?
Fuck.
Same thing.
For anyone who doesn't know what movie we are talking about...
Wait, hold on. Shut
great.
up. Tiffany, what movie are we talking about?
Glad you asked, John.
Actually, Tiffany, shut up right now. Shut up. What video games are you playing right now?
No, I'm still trying to platinum trophy Metaphor.
How close are you?
I actually got a couple, so I think I'm about 5 or 6 trophies away.
That's actually impressive, though.
For the fact that I am almost at 200 hours on this game, and this is a new game plus I'm running, so...
Good fucking God. I don't even think I've spent 200 hours with my kids.
I believe you.
Yeah. I don't know if
Independence
that was a joke.
is key when raising kids. Remember that.
That doesn't make any sense if for the people who watch this and know his kids.
Back in the day, they used to just throw their
Give
kids
you
in the
more
wilderness and be like, you get to keep living with us if you survive and come back to the village, so...
Yep.
I'm not doing too bad.
That's how I became who I am today.
That sounds right. Very factual. So, Matt, you playing anything new?
We are looking into, what was it? Pawning Repo. That's what we were going to look into.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you were referring to what we were talking about, or if you had something you wanted to tell us that you were thinking of.
No, well, I've gone through some Fortnite training. Sorry, fork knife. It's fork knife, right? Yeah, it's fork knife.
Yes, it's
100%. No
so
cap,
I've done a
as
little
the
bit
kids
of
say.
that. Oh, yes, that's right.
I agree, though. Repo looks awesome. That is a game I
Yes.
really want to play.
Other than that, the only thing I've been playing, I've almost got a new base made up in 7 days that will basically allow me to do very little, work during horde nights. So
Have you passed your previous record?
No.
What am I playing? I'm glad you guys asked.
No, nobody
I
cares.
wasn't sure if you were going to ask Matt any more questions.
I want to play Schedule 1, the drug dealer game simulator. It's also multiplayer if you guys are in. But I really want to play Repo, but I have become addicted to the card game Balatro.
Oh my god, everyone is.
So a lot of people are talking about it, and it was on Xbox Game Pass for PC, and I was like, all right, fuck it. Let's see what this is all about. Yeah. It's addictive.
I feel like it's way
so is heroin.
too, like it's a lot
Trying
of
that
like
next.
brain power. I feel like it's really brain power focused, and I don't have
It
the
is.
brain
It's a
power
lot of
to play
math
that.
and figuring
It's
out
not.
which math route
Can't
would
do
be
it.
the best. It's good.
I'm
I
out.
get the addiction, but so yeah, and I still want to play Warehouse or Order 13 and Fallen Aces, and God, the
Oh my
games
god,
just keep...
I watched a YouTuber play that, John. You
Which
you
one?
have to stream it.
Oh my god.
The
Order
factory
13?
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is creepy
Little
as shit.
known fact, I actually
You need to
created a
stream it.
Twitch for the Slasher Smash podcast.
Ooh. Okay.
And hopefully, if we move soon, then I'm definitely doing it, but we'll see. I might do a couple here yet, but I'm going to stream some horror games.
Are we gonna eat some spicy chips on the Twitch?
And play horror games?
Yep.
So when I shit my pants in fear, it burns?
Yeah.
I
think it's a great idea.
Tearing up to the point that you can't see, so I had one.
Did I tell you guys that at my work, one of the maintenance dudes brought one of those Pocky chips in?
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
I was telling Tiff about that. They
did
brought
you crush
it
up and snort it in front of him?
Well, I was at work, so I wanted to be at least presentable because I had a meeting in the next half an hour. So
not enough time to recover.
They're like,
from
Matt, you want to
ship.
try it? And I'm like, I've had two back to back, so they
and
didn't
then
believe
went
me.
home and ate spicy ramen. That's the
Yes.
part that kills me, is like you weren't dead inside enough. So you're like, well, I'll just take this to the next level.
Yeah.
You were eating ice cream, John, and you were still dying.
I did not throw up, and I did not get the fiery shits from this. However, my face
Shocking.
felt like it was being stabbed with 1,000 needles. So,
Great, now you know what acupuncture feels like.
not gonna do
You're
that
all
though.
set. Oh.
Just crush a Pocky chip into the fine dust and just shove it straight into your asshole, and it's probably better.
Just crush one up. John's leaning over, work on fucking plumbing or something. Crush one up right above his ass crack.
Just dump it right in. I'll be like, what is that? Oh! Yeah. God,
Make sure
that
you
sounds
don't
like
rub
fun.
your eyes.
In my asshole? So I get pink eye and the burn?
Sounds perfect.
That's
That
great.
sounds like a terrible
Sounds
deal.
right up your alley, John.
We call that Tuesday here. All right. Tiffany, what movie did we watch this time?
We are talking about, let me see if I can remember the year, the 2021 release of The Black Phone with Ethan Hawke.
Yes. What'd you think?
You just asked me what we watched.
Well, I kind of expected you to go into more of it, asshole, but I guess we'll just let me just pave the way for everything. Matt, what did you think of this movie?
I thought it was a good movie. I
Good
am
job.
incredibly having a difficult time with this category. It doesn't really thrill me in the same way typical horror movies do, and I kind of have a hard time getting into movies like this. I did get into this one. I thought it was...
I feel like it's very controversial.
Yeah, and that's kind of the struggle I had a little bit with this, as well as, just ghosts, and it's like, okay, there is a killer, so that's, it's balancing things out a little bit. But
Yeah.
the problem that I had is it's just like, kids dying, man. I'm trying. It was a good movie. It's not that it wasn't. And it's,
Wasn't
it
all
just
kids
got...
that died.
No, I know, but it did start to get a little too scary in a wrong pathway for me. But that doesn't mean it's not a good horror movie.
Ooh, can you elaborate more on that, Matt? I'm curious.
Well,
What do you mean in the
Just
wrong in like the
got a
wrong
little disturbingly real when you think of like shit you hear on the news and everything.
Yeah, no, I agree. I see what I thought was crazy about this movie is it could have went down 6 other paths and made it really dark. So I'm kind of glad it stayed where it was. Because in my mind, I'm like, this could be really, really disturbing. But it didn't. It was still disturbing. Don't get me wrong. Like, a father beating his daughter, essentially, in a kitchen while she's screaming. That's hard to watch. I don't care who you are. And if it's not hard to watch, see a psychiatrist.
And again, like, I'm not... And to me, like, I'm not condoning that kind of behavior. It was a terrible freaking decision and way to raise your kids or discipline them. But during that time frame, that was pretty typical when you got the belt, right? So it's
kids
like,
actually got smacked.
yeah, oh god,
what
yeah.
It was a thing back then.
No, I
At
mean,
least
this
for
movie
me,
didn't sugarcoat anything.
No, and I don't think that it should either. Now, again, it's like right away you want to crucify a father for being an asshole, and I don't disagree. He was an asshole. But again, in this type of movie, he could come back and be the savior. I was telling that to John a little bit earlier. It's like, again, asshole father who beats his kids, yes. Still a concerned parent, clearly, though, too. So there's no black and white here. You got to remember everything about the guy, too. Now, the guy's an alcoholic, and he beats his kids. Yes, he's a fucking asshole. And in this day and age, you wouldn't have those kids much longer. So
that's true. Tiff, do you want to give a brief synopsis on this movie?
Yeah, so basically what it is it follows a town in Denver or not a town in Denver, it was Denver. Kidnappings are happening. Boys are getting, specifically boys, I don't believe there were any girls, were getting kidnapped by this random person. And one of the main characters gets kidnapped, and he starts getting phone calls from a black phone that's disconnected.
Whoa, do you think that's where they got the title of the movie from?
Might be. But, twist! The voices on the other end is what he heard, and they were the ones of the previously kidnapped and killed boys. Da-da-da.
Oh!
That's all I got. I'm not a really good synopsis person.
Did Ethan Hawke mention at one point that he also received phone calls and he could hear it ringing?
No, one of the boys had said that he can hear it ring, but he is telling himself that it doesn't work. Like, one of the boys had mentioned it, but I don't think he never once actually said, yeah, I hear the ringing. He always told Finn that phone doesn't work.
Okay. I missed that part. I think I was doing something at the time, and I was like, fuck, what was that?
We were joking and talking and, doing stuff that we shouldn't do when we watch a movie we've never watched before.
There's subtitles. We can just read. It's like reading a book. We basically read this book.
I still missed some stuff because I wasn't reading the subtitles while I was talking.
Take a look. It's in a book.
Oh, what? You're just going to stop there?
I mean, I didn't know if you'd get, like, cut off or anything for singing a song. I don't know. I don't know the rules.
I was ready to start stripping, but that's fine. You just stop and leave me hanging.
That's not this podcast, John. Save that for the other podcast. Jesus.
Oh, John's OnlyFans podcast?
Or at least wait for the Patreon.
Yeah, tune into pay $2 a month to the Patreon. You can see John get naked. Great. We just lost viewers.
Redirecting this podcast. I actually did a quick little search, and I actually wanted to read it, but I didn't because I just never got around to it. But this movie is actually based off of a short story called The Black Phone.
Way to half-ass the research. Jesus.
I wanted to read the short story. It was only 30 pages, but I never got around to doing it. Bite me. Actually, I think what I wanted to actually wait till after the movie because I didn't want anything spoiled for the movie.
Oh, that's actually a good idea, yeah.
Oh,
so that's on my
well, I read up a little bit on it just over the break.
5 seconds ago.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry for actually giving a shit about your movie.
Hey, I read the title, all right? I read the title.
Shut up, John!
I think I understand what happens.
The Black Phone was based on Joe Hill's short story and it was filmed in Wilmington, North Carolina. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
Okay. No, it's in Denver, Matt. What are you, dumb?
Shut the fuck up, John. You don't even know where Denver is on the map.
It's like right in the middle of Colorado.
I was like, wait, does that mean, are you talking like the U.S. map? Because that's a little off.
It's right in the middle of the world, Tiffany. Everybody knows that. Denver's the center.
Sorry, I didn't pass geography, all right?
Well, it's north of it's northwest of the Gulf of America, right?
I believe it's...
We're not going there! Shut up!
I believe it's Tostinos Presents the Gulf of America, brought to you by the Home Depot.
Oh, no, it's got to be Fox. Fox Presents.
That's fair.
If we're going this route, I'm going to gonna walk off right now.
If we're going this route, John's gonna fucking pass out.
I'm out. Oh.
All right, this is a fucking movie podcast. What did you think of the movie? God, you and your fucking short stories.
I told you what I thought, you fuck.
I didn't listen.
Well, I thought it was a good movie. It is a little disturbing at times, but...
Actually, one thing to bring up about your point... Oh, come on now. I almost was kind of wishing that they did make the dad... like the rescuer, like almost a little bit of a story arc, like. Or
I would have liked it. It would have been controversial, right? It would have thrown off people.
Making the crowd root for the guy they hate,
yes,
is really something, and they had the opportunity to do that. Do I hate the way they ended it? Absolutely not. It was good.
Yeah, they did that in The Devil's Rejects. They did that, and I thought it was.
Oh, they did.
Really disturbing to be rooting for these people because they're fucked up. But yeah.
Tiffany, thoughts?
Like I said, I was enjoying the movie. It's good. I like it. The story is decent. I really do wish that they would have gone more into the killer's background, what made him, or at least give us a little bit more than just what he currently does. I do. It freaked me out because when I was watching it, when they were showing the how the dad was acting, and then all of a sudden you heard that the killer would beat you, and I'm like, oh, are they gonna do this weird fucking thing where the dad is somehow the fucking killer? Like some weird, or is there a connection between the killer and the dad because like with the violence? But we don't have.
That's a great point. I actually almost thought this was gonna be like the kid created this thing in his mind, and like the killer represented his dad. And, like, the room represented how he felt at home or whatever. I almost thought it was going that route for a little bit.
Yeah, it's just because me and John watch too much Criminal Minds.
It's a great show.
Like I said, the movie was great. The story was solid. I liked that they didn't... There was a little bit of backstory as to why Gwen was able to see certain things, like in her dreams. They made it a little bit... They took a paranormal aspect of having almost like vision aspect stuff, and they were able to make it a little bit more grounded. The fact that it's planted in the dreams, that she can do stuff in the dreams. And they did give us a little bit of a source. Their mom was kind of, she had the same special abilities, and that kind of projected onto Gwen. I like that there's a connection between that, and it wasn't just, oh, she can just see these things, or, you know, it's just in there floating. There's a little more grounded, but I really do wish that we would have known more background on Ethan Hawke's character, just to, why did he do it? Like, there is usually something that pinpoints why someone does something, and it's just, I just would like to know.
I don't disagree. I would, because even if you look at like typical slasher movies, like if you look at Friday the 13th or Halloween, you know, they give a little bit of backstory. You don't need a lot, just a little bit to get things going. I think that if you give too much, it's actually a problem because you're humanizing them at that point.
Which is fair.
At least some sort of backstory on it. Although I don't think they want. I really think they wanted to keep the killer as mysterious as possible.
Probably.
Almost like the whole, because they like Halo. Like, you don't get to see Master Chief's face, although I guess they did in the show, and I think that's stupid because they never did in the games. But there's that mystery. Like, okay, you guys have watched Halloween movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you watched the new ones that came out on Peacock like 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
A little bit. They gave a little too much backstory there.
At the end of one of them, Jamie Lee Curtis actually rips the mask off, and you see Michael Myers without his mask. And I was like, why did you do this? I don't like that.
They also had the whole childhood Michael Myers movie aspect too, where they go further into his backstory when he was a kid and he started all this. I wasn't a huge fan of that either.
No, you gotta leave some mystery.
Yeah, and that's fine. I'm okay with mystery or putting stuff to the imagination, but we got nothing for his backstory.
Well, that's just it. Like, even if you look at the first Halloween, it talks about him and different things that he went through versus like conversations that like the psychiatrist is having with the cops. And, you know, you find out like he's the brother of Jamie Lee Curtis's character. So you find out these things, but it's never a lot like a deep dive into this person and what they went through or their personality or anything. No, they're meant to be monsters. But that's not what this is either. We're not talking a slasher film.
Yeah, that's not what they did here. Yeah, I'm not... And again, they didn't do it with Hawk's character.
Did we even get the killer's name?
His actual name? I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
No. They were talking about it in the beginning, Gwen and Finn were, but I don't remember, because remember she said, well, they call him the Grabber, but I think she said his name once in the beginning. Unless she was talking about the kid. I missed that because I know I was talking during that part. So if they did, it was only one time, otherwise they didn't say his real name ever.
Okay. I kind of like that they left it a mystery. Maybe you don't always need backstory.
I like it a little bit, yeah.
I'm not
but it
saying
humanizes
we have
them
to
a little bit more.
Yes.
But I think the real horror is humanizing.
People are the real monsters?
Things. Yes!
They could have cut out some of the bully stuff at the beginning of the movie. Like, they clearly established he was picked on and everything. That was fine. You could have cut a little bit more of that and maybe thrown in an extra 10 minutes of his backstory. Something explaining why he is the way he was. That would have been fine.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of focus on developing Finn's personality and Gwen's personality. Instead of just leaving them as brother and sister, like, you got to see that the younger sister has no problem talking to anybody sassy and attacking her older brother's bullies because they're picking on her brother. Like, and Finn is a little pansy.
It was his character development, goddammit. There's a lot of times with stuff like when he ran down the sidewalk and managed to not dodge the van that drove into his path and he ran into it, and I was like, well, that's bad writing, because that's stupid. Who would do that? And then I remember all the news articles and shit that I read of people that actually do some of the dumbest shit ever, and I'm like, oh, wait, no. No, he's just a dumb character. He definitely would have done that. And the brother of the killer, they'd live in the same house, and he doesn't realize that there's murders going on in the basement, which is crazy to me, because if there's one thing I know about cokeheads, they're very curious, and they will go wherever they want and explore wherever. He definitely would have went in that basement. That being said, it threw a cool twist. That one was a little bit of a stretch for me, because that house was not big. No matter how well you soundproof that basement, I still feel like you would hear something, especially screams.
Well, and I think Jordan had pointed it out. And there's a window. That's not soundproofing that area, because that window is going to have some sort of air leak whatsoever, and it's going to weaken the dampening of the solid, whatever the hell they made of the walls. So it's not theoretically fully soundproof.
I mean, it's true. You could have multiple panes on the window. Like, it could be very thick glass. It could be a lot of different things, but it's not the best material to soundproof something.
Well, not to mention, everything in that room was basically concrete, or whatever not concrete is soft enough to be broken by the back of a toilet. There's a point where they're like, you need to break through this wall. He has this giant metal grate that he ripped off the window, which is made of metal, but he takes the porcelain back of the toilet and breaks through this wall, which crumbles like sand.
But I'm not going to lie. The grate that came off the window actually looked weaker than the porcelain. At least that's what I thought.
It looked like steel to me.
But still, and then later on, they're like, you need to pack the phone full of dirt and beat this guy. And I'm like, you have the back of a toilet. Or the grate, which are larger and heavier.
That's the momentum thing. If it's something small, you can be quicker with it and pack more punch and gain more momentum than if you have a heavier object. You have to swing. He's not a strong guy. You have to remember he's not the one kid.
I take it back. I take it back. He put the grate at the bottom of the hole twisted, so when he fell in, he broke his ankle.
That is
true. That scene was actually cool as fuck. I liked that.
Yeah, we thought Finn was stupid this entire freaking movie, and then all of a sudden, as he was in a battle with the killer, we're like, oh shit, he pulled moves!
I mean, I like the cord, the tripping out with the cord, but the grate could have just been him hiding it in that fucking hole, and he got lucky.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't think... Like I do question the cord of the phone choking him to death, because it's like he's still just a 12-year-old kid. I'm guessing
he had a pretty good leverage though.
He did have some good leverage, but I don't know. I feel like he could have gotten out of that.
I feel like he really could have too.
I think I think that's why they made such a big deal when his mask was removed, because it frenzied him, and I think that's what they were trying to lead to have the kid be like, he got caught off guard, and that's why Finn was able to get it around his neck. And I think also with the adrenaline rush that Finn is going through, plus remember that your arm is mint.
True, his arm was mint.
How's his pitching arm?
I don't know if you caught that.
That's another good question. Why? What's the whole deal with the mask? Like, why did it send you in such a freak out frenzy? That would have been the best part about the backstory, is a little bit about why he has to conceal his face all the time, either bottom or top, and that exposing the whole thing really got to him psychologically. So some flaws, for sure. Some flaws.
Oh, definitely. The fact that a 13-year-old kid was locked in a basement over a few days and managed to dig a gigantic hole, dispose of the dirt properly, and smash his way with porcelain through a cement wall to the metal back part of a freezer, and then realize I could disassemble the toilet, get this washer, and unscrew the back plate of the freezer. All that, I was like, I've watched my kid search for shoes in a closet that I could clearly see his shoes, and he struggled to find them.
Valid?
He's 14.
Yeah, he had some weird Lucky MacGyver moments.
He also had dead children calling and guiding him a little bit, so
I'll
give it to him.
Most of all his escape, like that whole ending scene, was mostly helped by the ghosts. I think the only thing he did himself was choke the guy with the phone cord.
I'd say the main character, kid, and the daughter were really good actors. Ethan Hawke was creepy as fuck. He killed
Ethan Hawke
that whole
really good.
That whole first scene where he's just creepily touching the kid in his face. I hated it.
Oh yeah,
but you did a great job.
Kidnapped. Yeah. Keep it up. Stay creepy.
Yeah. Don't ever go back to normal.
Also, on a side note, before we jump into any kind of grading or rating, do you want me to read you the definition of paranormal? Would that help in trying to determine whether or not movies fit this category?
I actually read it upstairs, but go ahead.
I read it too, but I want to hear it right now.
Okay, fair enough. So I Googled it, and it says denoting events or phenomena such as telekinesis or clairvoyance that are beyond the scope of normal scientific understanding.
I don't understand any of those words.
Essentially, so vampires could classify as paranormal, is what you're saying. Or zombies.
Events. Yeah. So basically, it's going to be events that deal with telekinesis is anything with your mind, whether it be seeing things or, in this case, it was the Gwen dreaming and Finn hearing the voices kind of aspect. I would have to look up clairvoyance because I do not have a very wide thesaurus, dictionary, brain, whatever, knowledge.
I wanted to bring this up to you guys earlier. Speaking of that, and the daughter's, Gwen's powers, her ability to see shit in her dreams. Do you think the whole phone thing was Finn's powers awakening within him, and the fact that they were maybe a little more powerful than Gwen's, or maybe his were opened up because of the traumatic situation he was in.
I would think that because he got abducted, everything became like he actually now is in a position where his life sucks. Like, he has been in denial with his dad beating the kids. He has hated, he's got anger, but now he's in a helpless position. I do think that terrified him into a small mental break that allowed him to, with his desperation, because he even said after he got kidnapped, I'm done. I'm dead. Like, I'm never getting out of here. And I think in that point of helplessness, I think that's what might have triggered his. And I think what triggered Gwen's was probably when her mother died. I like that little critical thinking question, John. It's a good question. I like that.
Yeah, you don't get fucking points for that, buddy.
I get brownie points. That's good enough.
You don't get shit.
Brownies.
So, also, I actually looked up clairvoyance if anybody wants a more specific definition of clairvoyance.
Jesus Christ, Webster, wrap it up.
I just want to make sure that this is a tough subject for us to try to fucking trigger who's got the closest rating for this paranormal.
I actually think this definitely qualifies as paranormal.
Oh,
that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, okay. I don't question that.
Yeah, it's not that it doesn't qualify.
It's just the fact that you picked it.
But I'm also shut the fuck up. I'm also hoping that we'll take this knowledge into the other two movies that we have going for this category.
Nope, sorry. Once this episode's over, I erase my mind.
I mean, you do that 5 seconds after you talk, so what's the difference?
You guys know me so well. All right, go ahead. Clairvoyance.
Okay, so clairvoyance, the supposed faculty of perceiving things or events in the future or beyond normal sensory contact.
All right, ratings. Let's go ratings. Tiffany, you picked the movie, so you go last. Let's start with you.
Okay.
Oh, you start with me?
All right, fine. Fuck you. Let's start with me.
Yeah.
All right, John, what do you got?
Start with you.
Wow, are you not prepared? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, fine. If you're not prepared, I'm going to go then.
I'm prepared. 8.5. It made me feel uneasy. There were really creepy parts. I don't really feel like it lulled too bad at any point. The plot kept moving forward. They missed a little bit with some backstory. It's 8.5. I think that's good. I would see an 8, but, shirtless Ethan Hawke. That's all it takes.
Hey,
Give me that big belt buckle.
Didn't go for the side boob, sorry, but got you at least some frontal chest action there.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all I need.
I know, you're so easy to please, John.
I know, it's not hard.
Yeah, for me, I'm comparing this to past movies I've seen that are like paranormal phenomena.
You can do it. I have faith in you, man.
But comparing it to like Rose Red or like 13 Ghosts or Ghost Ship, things that I've seen in the past. Yeah, I know. It's like I'm trying to match it up with that. And for me, I'm going to give it a 7.5. I think it was good. I think John's right. It kept it moving. But compared to like as far as scary, it's a different kind of scare. It's more creepy than scary. It got a little too real for me, but I still thought it was really good. So I'm giving it a 7.5.
Fair enough.
I'm really on the border of 8.5, but it's Tiffany, and goddamn it, she's a charity case.
At least I got something going.
I'm on the border of 7.5 and 8, so...
We love you, Tiffany. You just need a handout.
But I've accepted it.
That's fair. All right, what do you think? It's her movie. She should say perfect 10.
No, it's not a perfect 10 because, like I told you, I wish they would have done some more of the backstory of the killer. Yeah. I do want to give this a 9 out of 10, though, because I like how dark and real it gets, because it's kind of that reminder that, yeah, this is a movie. Yeah, there's, a lot of the logic, like you guys had mentioned, the porcelain hitting the wall, that is not logical. But just the realization of some people think this way. Some people are sadistic enough to kidnap children play a game with them that ends up costing the kid their life. And it's a form of torture. Not even the fact of, oh yeah, they shot him and put him on the side of the... No, he's torturing them. That is a very legit horror, scary... That's scary.
Also, I just wanted to say, the ending, I actually really enjoyed that when the daughter uses her powers. They think they found the house that he's being stored at, and it turns out it's the house...
That was
the house where he
twist.
buried the bodies, and they're like, fuck, it's the wrong house. And then Finn comes out from the house across the street.
Yes!
And I was like, what?
Yes! It's like,
that was
wow.
very good.
So, again, even if they would have initially found that house, they never would have found him precisely. That, yeah.
It was like almost a typical twist where you're like, oh, god damn it, that's not the house. It was a false lead. But then when he came out across the street, I was like, fuck. That was good.
Yeah,
that was good.
It's not like it was a purposeful, oh, now he's like 16 miles away from that location.
Yeah.
I liked that. That was good.
Yeah, I'm gonna bump mine up to an 8. I want to change that because I forget.
You're gonna go 8?
I didn't calculate. I'm gonna bump that because of that twist. I'm gonna bump it up the extra half a point.
Okay.
Take that win.
So.
Well, you know what that means, Tiffany.
What does that mean, John? Our host.
Well, you did a good
runner?
job for the first time in your life. Oh, I mean, it's trivia time. It's trivia time.
Oh, it's trivia time.
God damn it, John, editing this. Hit the music.
Da, 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 da.
You know that jingle. That means it's trivia time.
Oh my god. All right. Yay, trivia time. All right. John, are you keeping track of the scores, or do I have to...
Nope, I got it right here.
Okay.
And
cool,
I believe Matt goes first.
Oh, thank you.
What the fuck? Okay.
Well, your name's on top and mine's on the bottom.
That's about right.
Yep. I hate you.
Anyway, so Matt, this goes to you then. Question 1. What was the other team that played North Denver?
Oh, that's such a cock move.
Yeah.
It's called a Jordan move. It's my only question that actually has thought process.
I'm gonna just say the captains. Why not?
Sorry, Matt, it was not. John, do you have a wager guess?
So North Denver was the other team?
North Denver was the team in the tan beige color, the one that hit the home run and won. It was Colorado Springs. Nope. Surprisingly enough, the hat has no recollection for the actual name.
Oh,
they
what
were
was
called
it?
the Front Rangers.
That's a terrible fucking name.
I actually went back into the movie and
that.
I'm like, did I see that right? Yes, I did.
Front Rangers. Jesus Christ.
I guess they had a really hard time coming up with another Denver name.
No wonder they legalized marijuana in Colorado. This is the shit they were dealing with.
All right. Question number 2, John. When Robin and Finn were in the bathroom, what was Robin wrapping his bloody knuckles with? Or I should say, what was he wrapping them in after he had washed them?
He was wrapping them in paper towel, but I believe then he wrapped that with tape. It looked like masking tape.
I will accept tape or masking tape. You are correct.
Sweet. Although it really don't understand where he got the tape from.
Yeah.
Not normally a bathroom item.
You know, he walked in.
Classroom.
He walked in with the roll, just so you know. So he probably got it from the art room.
Fair. That's fine.
All right. Matt, question number 3. What was the grabber not going to hold against Finn when he was talking to him after getting kidnapped? There was an event that happened. What was he not going to hold against Finn?
Oh, I got it.
Did I word that right, John? Do you understand? Did I word
that
okay?
because he's talking to him after he's in the room, and he's like, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to hold that against you.
Yeah, it was something that he had done.
I would assume it's the stabbing of his arm that he did with his toy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good job.
The Swiss Army knife of fucking
toys,
whatever
yeah.
models. Yeah.
NASA fucking prepares their kids, that's for sure.
That's why everybody wants to go to space. They get cool gadgets.
That's true.
And beaten with belts.
I prefer the second one.
John. All right. I'm going to try to word this appropriately, or like for you to understand, because I read it again and I was like, oh, you could take this maybe one of two ways. How many times did the phone ring before Finn heard a voice? I'm not talking individual rings.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I honestly want to say, fuck, it's either 2 or 3. Oh, I want to say 2.
2? Is that your final answer?
3. It's 3.
I just need your final answer. 3?
Yes.
Incorrect. It's 2.
It was 2.
You should have gone.
God damn it.
Come on, it's always on the third time, man. What the fuck is wrong with you?
No, because it, like, I didn't know if it rung, like, one time way before in a different scene, but then it rang, he answered, there was nothing, and then he hung up, and then it, like, did that solid ring where it didn't, like, stop ringing.
So it rang once when he was coming to, but he didn't answer it, if I'm not mistaken. It rang again where he did answer it, and he heard a click, and then it rang the third time where somebody actually started talking to him.
So it was 2. Well, actually, technically 3.
Like I said, that's why I was like, I don't think I'm going to word this right.
How many before? She asked how many before.
Yeah.
He started hearing voices.
But do you count that third one when somebody answered? Like, when somebody then started talking? Because technically that was the third ring, and then he heard somebody talk.
Fuck you, John.
Am I making sense, or am I talking out of my keister?
No, it's valid. It's valid.
I say John don't get it. Fuck you, John.
Tiffany, stop flicking your pen.
I can either...
That's me.
Not
Edit
me,
this
it's
shit.
Matt.
I thought it was Tim with her pen on the notepad.
That was me.
How about this, motherfucker? Can you hear this?
So, do you want me to go off of Jordan's list and throw this question out and give you a new question?
It's either that or I call Jordan and we go to the judges on this, but we can just do a new question.
We'll just do a new question.
All right, fair.
I had a feeling that was...
Can I participate in this new question since John's getting a new question?
You can go directly to hell is what you can do.
All right, give me 1 second.
Well, geez, what, you got to rewatch the movie and come up with another question?
I have to bring up her list of questions.
I would have failed your ass 10. Right now.
Right?
Okay, we'll do this question then. So, John, we're going to redo the question. Redo! I didn't lose you guys yet, did I? Okay, I opened Discord, so I might lose you. What arm did Finn hurt on the bad guy?
Left.
Final answer?
Yes.
Yes, it was the left. All right, Matt, this question goes to you. How many masks does the grabber switch between?
I believe he switches between 3. One that smiles, one that frowns, one that has nothing. But I also believe that it's one of, like, part of the mask is consistent throughout, and the other just switches out.
Fair enough, but I asked you a number. It's 3 or 5.
Well, if we want to blur the lines of these questions, John
started it, so fucking
fucker.
Stop it.
So I'm going to go with 3.
You would be correct.
Sorry, technically
right.
it's one
Shut
mask.
your fucking mouth, John. Shut your fucking mouth.
Here's the thing. I thought it was more than 3.
Slap you in the face with a summer sausage.
I actually had to Google that answer to see if there was an answer because I was like, wait a minute, I'm already up to 3. How many are we looking for? And it was 3. And I was like, okay.
I couldn't tell if the faces varied.
He did the half ones. Yeah, and I was like, does that count as a mask? So no, Matt is valid in everything he just said. John.
What? I didn't argue anything.
Fucking asshole.
In fact, that last one, I'm pretty sure Matt was fighting my point for me.
No, I know.
And Waffle Crisp sucks ass.
You know, we could have just not went there this time. You could have just left it alone.
We always do. John, at some point in the episode, we always do.
I currently have 2 boxes in my... 2 boxes in my pantry, you son of a bitch. You monster.
John, Matt is dying.
2 boxes.
Just give him the...
That's what you see what happens when you badmouth Waffle Crisp. This is it.
I'm gonna beat you with a phone.
Remember when the little girl in the movie said maybe Jesus isn't real? He's real. And he's smiting you because of your blaspheming mouth.
John, are you ready for your question?
Yep.
All right, John. Where was Samson being kept?
Who is Samson? Just kidding. He's the dog. I actually don't know. I'm going to guess the garage.
That's not the answer I have written down. Matt?
I don't...
Do you want to wager?
Oh.
Do you remember now?
I actually legitimately don't. I could throw out a guess.
I want to say it was being kept in the kitchen.
No.
Was he outside?
If you remember when Finn was escaping...
Or was it closet doors?
The closet door jiggled, and that's where Samson's barking was.
Oh, okay.
He was held in the closet. So my assumption, because we saw him nowhere else, was that that's where they kept him, was in the closet. That was his space.
That's good. A giant cane Corso, you want to keep them in small closets. They love it.
Hey, man, to each their own. All right, Matt, you ready?
Yeah.
What was on the side of the black van? What did it say?
Abracadabra Entertainment Supplies with a fucking spade on the top of it.
Jesus Christ, did you write that down?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Go fuck yourself, John.
That is
I
correct.
knew they were going to ask it. I knew
John,
they were going to ask it.
Here's the thing. That was what I wanted to ask, but every time I saw the van, I could never fucking read it. And then Jordan, that was one of Jordan's questions, and I'm like, I love you, Jordan!
That's, she'll notice that shit.
I love your wife. All right. John.
Take it easy. She's spoken for.
John.
Yes, Tiffany?
So what kind of liquor did Gwen threaten to smash?
I believe it was a fifth of vodka.
I will accept vodka. It was like half a bottle was in there.
Wasn't that what she said?
I would say it's an $8 bottle of vodka.
That is exactly why I didn't fucking ask that question, because that was on Jordan's list, and I'm like, those fuckers paid attention to the $8.
I would have fucking known. I would have fucking known. Bullshit.
I could have swore when she smashed it, he was like, "You wasted a fifth of vodka."
Yeah, he said $8 bottle of vodka.
Okay, I didn't think. Well, because it also was there was more than a fifth of the bottle in there. It was over half a bottle of vodka. So unless it's called a fifth, like that's the brand name.
No, a fifth isn't the measurement. Like
you got the point. Shut the fuck up, John.
A fifth of vodka is a 750 milliliter
John, you got the
bottle.
vodka. Shut up so I can ask
you the next question. You to be right. It wasn't the fraction of alcohol left. It was the bottle type. You live in Wisconsin. Have some respect.
No.
All right.
All right, Matt. What was everyone calling the kidnapper?
The grabber?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
It was pretty fucking easy.
In the movie, what was the black phone on the wall? It was the black phone.
Oh, it was actually fucking
They said
red.
the grabber 8,000 fucking times. Come on, Tim.
Why do you think it's at the end of my questions, asshole?
I mean, I'm okay with answering this because John got basically a free pass on another question, so I'm gonna take it.
What was the free pass?
Fuck you! You got that wrong, and you know it.
What was the free pass?
You know
the one that I re-asked you the question, John.
Okay, but first you'll have to unlock your device.
You shut your dirty mouth, you fucker. We're professional here.
We know what we're doing. We know what we're doing.
All right, John, how many boys were kidnapped / murdered before Finn?
I want to say that it was... Fuck, she's on the bike, she's biking, she sees all of them, and then she falls.
I swear to God, if you get this wrong, John.
I will give you a hint. Fuck is not the answer.
But how many letters are in fuck? 4.
Is this some weird conspiracy trail that you're going down?
There was Bruce, there was Vance, there was Griffin, there was Robin. I can't think of the 5th, so I'm going to go with 4. I'm going to go with 4 or 5. I'm going to go with 5, clearly.
Sure answer.
No, I put in 4. I put in 4. Is it 4?
Matt, you want to
5.
wager a guess?
Yeah, it's 5, and he forgot Billy.
Billy, you bastard! Yeah, well, my goal was to lose, so I win.
It was. Good job, John. Good job. Proud of you.
Thank you, Tab. I love this movie. You did a great job picking it. It was a good one.
It was good. I was happy with it.
I honestly don't think I'm going to pick a very good movie for this, but I'm going to kind of pick whatever the heck I want. And something's kind of pulling me one way, but I'm not sure yet.
If anybody out there lives in Wisconsin's looking for a Wisconsin-based horror movie, Jimmy just told me about this. It's called Bloody Hook, and it's about a guy who kills couples. He kills couples with a fishing pole and a hook. It's based in Wisconsin. I'll have to put it up on our Facebook and Instagram and shit. But yeah, it looks so stupid. I hope they just lean into the Wisconsin-ness of it 100%. Tiffany, would you like to sign us off?
I will give her a whack at it, but thanks everybody for popping in, joining us. And
nope, stupid. Thanks for watching, everybody. You have a great night.
See ya. Bye.
Bye. That's for all the times you interrupted me, bitch. All the times.